Great to finally have you on.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
I want to say that we all watched that brilliant bunker shot from up above. So
I was not going to leave it in the bunker on 18 with all those people there. That was the key.
I will say that took some guts, because I don't think I could have done that. Well, I want to talk for a moment about what you experienced yesterday. And I've seen you interviewed. The world has heard you on many subjects, Dr. Rice, but this is your hometown, and your experience yesterday. Describe it.
Well, I had seen and read about the devastation and seen some of it on television, but boy, to drive through Pratt City, which is a place that I knew well as a kid, it was really quite devastating, and I just feel so bad for the people who've lost life, obviously, and lost so many possessions. But the wonderful thing was the spirit over at Scott Elementary School, the volunteers, the people who are determined to give people back their lives. And so the resilience of this community is coming through, and that's great.
We're chatting with Dr. Condoleezza Rice, and you've seen it all. I mean, there's no question that in your line of work, there's nothing you haven't seen. But just from what you saw yesterday, is there any way to convey it, even though we've all seen the pictures?
It's very hard to convey it. Apparently, this was really an historic event. Tornadoes don't stay on the ground for that long normally. I have family here, and I was very worried right away when I heard about the tornadoes here. Fortunately, all my family is just fine. But I've been in a lot of places, and it looked like some kind of bomb had hit some of the place. But I do think I know it's going to be rebuilt, because I can see the resilience of the community. I have to say that the Red Cross, which is an organization I've gotten to know at home and abroad, they've been in some of the most difficult places, in tsunamis and earthquakes, and to be with them yesterday was really quite heartening too.
You've been asked all the predictable questions on the events of Sunday, but one thing that has come up today is, as you know, President Obama is going to Ground Zero tomorrow, and he invited your former boss and friend George W. Bush. He decided not to go, and I'm wondering if you think that was the right call by his part.
Well, I believe President Bush has felt strongly that he's out of office, and this is a moment when the president needs to be with the American people. We can all remember that President Bush was at Ground Zero on September 15th, after September 11th. He climbed up on that rubble. He talked about the fact that the people who did that would hear from us. And then he engaged in policies that led, I think, directly to what we saw on Sunday. And so I fully understand why he's decided that this is not the right time to go, but he's been there, and he was there at an extremely important time for the country.
You have reacted, but of all the things that you now know from the events of Sunday, what tugs at you the most? What unanswered questions do you want answered?
Well, I'm very grateful, and it's gratifying to see Osama bin Laden finally caught. But I have to tell you, I am stunned that they found him some 50 kilometers outside of Islamabad. That I did not expect. We all thought he was in the tribal areas between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and so I do think the Pakistanis have some tough questions to answer, because how he could hide in plain sight that way is what is tugging at me.
Really, is it? I know that having served for 8 years and many others years with the first President Bush, do events like this week, do they tug at you in different ways?
Oh no! First of all, I'm glad to be done. You know, I did what I could, and I think we served the country at a really difficult time after 9/11, and I'm grateful that there wasn't another attack in the time we were in office. But when it's over, you should leave the scene and go on to other things. I'm a happy professor at Stanford University. I'm enjoying working with some groups on K-12 education, which is one of my causes. I think we've got a problem in the country when you can look at somebody's zip code and tell whether or not they're going to get a good education. So I'm working hard on those issues. I'm attending a lot of Cardinals sports because Stanford Cardinals been pretty good this year. Been pretty good this year.
Well, I know your time is short. We were supposed to talk on your book tour, and I want to talk to you about things that interest our audience, like football, and I know you're an expert on that. So maybe I guess there's no easy time in life for you to come back and talk about fun subjects. But I would.
I love listening to you, and I love your call-in. And I'll tell you something. When I'm back sometime, we'll talk football. Hopefully, we'll be talking with an NFL season that's getting ready to start, because everybody's a little worried about that.
You think you could? You've solved world problems in remaining moments. You think you could solve that?
Well, I think this one may be out of my reach, but I'm sure hoping that they'll sit down and get it done.
Well, I hope so. And again, you've been thanked many times today for the things that you've done, but I think you have really put this golf tournament on a plateau that no one could have imagined by your association with it. And I'll close with, I know are you still scheduled to hit the opening shot tomorrow morning?
I am. Hope I hit a better drive than I did today, but
I don't want to offer any advice for someone who has solved world problems, but I hope you get a good night's sleep, because you're going to need it.
It's early. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be with you.
You too. Dr. Condoleezza Rice.
Take care.
We'll be back live at Shell Creek after this.